Ever wondered what life was like for our earliest ancestors 2 million years ago? Picture a world vastly different from ours, a world without cities, without technology, a world ruled by the raw, untamed forces of nature. This was the stage where the incredible story of humanity began, and at the heart of that story is a single transformative element, fire. But where did it come from? How did these early hominids, our distant relatives, first harness this powerful force? Let's travel back in time and uncover the secrets of our prehistoric past. 2 million years ago, the African savanna was a challenging place to live. Our ancestors, early members of the genus Homo like Homo habilis were not the top predators. They were relatively small, navigating a landscape filled with giant hyenas, saber-toothed cats, and other formidable beasts. Survival was a daily struggle. Their days were dictated by the sun. They would forage for plants, fruits, and insects, and scavenge for meat left behind by more successful hunters. Every shadow could hide a threat, and every rustle in the grass could signal danger. Their tool technology was in its infancy. They used what we now call Oldowan tools, simple, sharpened stones created by striking one rock against another. These weren't elegant, finely crafted axes, but they were a revolutionary leap forward. These crude choppers and flakes allowed them to butcher carcasses, crack open bones to get to the nutritious marrow, and process tough plant materials. It was a gritty, hands-on existence, a constant battle for calories and safety. Life was tough, and life was short. Then, imagine the scene. A lightning strike ignites a dry patch of savanna. A wildfire rages across the plains, a terrifying and destructive force. Animals flee in panic. For our ancestors, this would have been an event of pure terror. They would have run, just like every other creature, from the consuming flames and choking smoke. Fire was nature's wrath, a thing to be feared and avoided at all costs. But fear is often mixed with curiosity. After the fire passed, something amazing happened. The landscape, though charred and barren, offered new opportunities. Roasted animals caught in the blaze were now available. The meat was cooked, making it easier to chew and digest. The intense heat had also cleared away dense vegetation, making it easier to spot both predators and potential food sources from a distance. Early hominids, ever the opportunists, would have cautiously approached these smoldering landscapes. This was likely their first taste of cooked food. The difference would have been astounding. Cooking not only makes food taste better, but also unlocks more nutrients and kills harmful bacteria. This dietary shift was a game changer. Access to more calories, especially from protein and fat, helped fuel the growth of their most energy-hungry organ, the brain. Our brains are incredibly expensive to run, and the advent of cooking provided the high-quality fuel needed for them to expand. From fearing fire to cautiously taking advantage of its aftermath was the first crucial step. The next was even more daring, learning to control it. Perhaps a brave individual picked up a smoldering branch left behind by a wildfire. They might have noticed it kept predators at bay. The warmth it provided on a cold night would have been a revelation. This was the beginning of taming the flame. They learned to feed the fire, keeping it alive with dry grass and wood. Having a controlled fire at their campsite would have revolutionized their lives. Night, once a time of extreme vulnerability, became a time of relative safety. The flickering light kept nocturnal predators at a distance. The campfire became the heart of the social group, a place to gather, share food, and communicate. This new sense of security allowed for more complex social interactions to develop. It extended their day, giving them more time for tool-making and social bonding after the sun went down. The controlled use of fire represents one of the most significant milestones in human evolution. It wasn't just about cooking and warmth, it was about power. Power over the environment, power over the darkness, and power over their own destiny. Fire allowed our ancestors to move into colder climates, expanding out of Africa and across the globe. It was a portable piece of the sun, a tool that enabled them to adapt and thrive in environments that would have otherwise been uninhabitable. Think about the cognitive leap required. It wasn't just about using fire, it was about understanding it. They had to learn what fuels it, how to transport it, and how to restart it if it went out. This required planning, foresight, and communication. They passed this knowledge down from one generation to the next, creating a culture built around the hearth. This shared knowledge was just as important as the fire itself. So, where did fire come from? It came from nature's fury, a bolt of lightning from the sky. But it was human ingenuity, courage, and curiosity that transformed it from a terrifying force of destruction into the single most important tool for our survival and development. It allowed a small, vulnerable primate to not just survive but to flourish, setting the stage for everything that followed: agriculture, cities, and the complex world we live in today. The story of fire is the story of us. It is a powerful reminder that sometimes our greatest advancements come from facing our fears and finding opportunity in the midst of chaos. The next time you sit around a campfire or light a stove, take a moment to think about those ancient ancestors huddled around a flickering flame on the vast African savanna, unknowingly taking the first steps on the long journey to becoming human. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey back in time. If you found this story as fascinating as I do, please hit that like button and consider subscribing to the channel for more explorations into our incredible past. Let me know in the comments what you think was the most important benefit of controlling fire. See you in the next video.